Mark, you're a producer, director of Educating Rita. Could you give us just a short synopsis of the play?
The play centres around the two characters. Rita, who is a young lady who wants to improve herself and come up in life, and so she is seeking to do that through the medium of education. The other character, the main character, is Dr. Frank Bryant, and he is a somewhat disillusioned literary figure who has taken a little bit too much to the drink and is basically reaching the end of his career with a little bit of kind of sadness and so on. But the two characters coming together give us a great mix of comedy. There's great romance between the two. There are very, very poignant moments, very intense moments.
Aoife, you're playing the part of Rita. Who is Rita?
So Rita is a 29-year-old woman from Liverpool, full of hopes and dreams and aspirations, and wants to better herself in life. So she's trying to educate herself to get out of the job that she's in. She's disillusioned by her culture, her surroundings, the people she spends her time with, and she thinks that there's more out there.
There's a little bit of, quite a bit of humour in this play.
Yes, she's very funny. Well, I think she is. She's very quick-witted, so stuff just kind of rolls off her tongue without her even thinking. So anything that comes into her head, she just says. She doesn't stop to think about the consequences of it.
And talk about rolling off the tongue. How did you deal with the Liverpool accent?
Yeah, a lot of Brookside, and yeah, practicing, and in the car on the way to work, constantly going through the lines in your head, trying to just fix it, little tweaks here and there. So yeah, it was definitely a challenge. But...
Mark, you're playing the part of Frank Bryant. What sort of character is Frank?
Well, he's a character that has been involved in the institution of education all his life. He's a great passion for literature. Unfortunately, he has some flaws in his character that give complexities and challenges to him, in particular with his fondness for drink, for being a bit of a rogue and doing things that they shouldn't be at times. It helps make for an interesting character. And he's a guy that probably has got a bit disillusioned because it's quite a monotone in his life and a bit boring, and he needs a challenge, and that's where Rita comes in. She presents him with a challenge that he takes.
Did you find it difficult to get into the character of Frank?
No, he's a very accessible character in many ways. I think an audience and myself playing the character find it easy to have resonance with him, to understand his point of view, to be entertained by him. There are deep and broad places that Frank goes during the play that makes it challenging, but in terms of actually having a sense of the character itself, I found that quite easy.
And what about rehearsals? Was it a long rehearsal period?
It has been. It's been a 3.5 months rehearsal period, which is long enough, and then it's been quite intense because it's just 2 actors in it, and we have to give it socks for the full length of the play, and so it's been an intense 3.5 months, I'll say that.